Hey, what's up guys? My name is Cody. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you can start at zero, literally no dollars to your name, no money to your name, and take it to $1 million, become a millionaire. It's never been easier. There's never been a greater time or place to live than America in 2019 to become a self-made millionaire. I plan on being my family's first, my immediate family. Who knows, maybe one of my ancestors was a multi-millionaire. But there's no family members that I know of that are really crushing it financially. So I hope to be the first self-made millionaire in my family, and then create a long family tree of people that are very financially literate and strong entrepreneurs. And that's really what this channel is about. I'm trying to inspire a younger generation of entrepreneurs, which is what my goal is on TikTok. Goal is the same here on YouTube. I think that if you are watching this right now, and if you came from TikTok or if you came from anywhere else, you're on the right path. Just investing your time in learning techniques and learning how to make money is so key. I've watched like thousands of hours of financial education YouTube videos and read so much, listened to so many podcasts, and if you keep learning, it'll really pay off. But I'm gonna share with you some techniques that I know of and that I really believe in, and we're just gonna pretend that we're starting at zero. So depending on how old you are, what situation you're in, your expenses might be a little different. You might have already made some mistakes when you're watching this video. You might be 25 or 30 or 35. You might have credit card debt, student loans, car payment, house payments, or you might be in high school or middle school and have no expenses. The first step really is to create separation between your income and your expenses. So we're talking about monthly income, how much money you make each month, and what your cost of living is. So if you can live off of $200 a month, which maybe you're in high school, maybe you can live off of $100 a month, who knows? And then however much more you make than that is the extra money, the difference between income and expenses, and that's how much money you have to invest. Now, my first TikTok ever is the one that blew up, 2.7 million views as I sit here and record this video today. I was teaching how to flip shoes, which is called retail arbitrage, buy shoes at the store and then resell them online for profit. And I was teaching how to go from $200 to $400, which if you can master the art of going from $200 to $400, you can take that $400 and turn it into $800 and then turn that into $1,600 and just keep doubling that investment. But a lot of people in the comments were complaining that I didn't explain how to go from 0 to 200. Now, I hope to God that they were trolling. I hope that they were just being wise guys. I hope that they really know how to make $200, because if you don't, you're in trouble. I mean, literally every adult pretty much has made $200 in their life, so that you should know how to do that. But we're gonna play that game. We're gonna pretend that we don't know how to make $200. So I have a few ways of taking it from 0 to 200 or 0 to $10, that first step of making money, right? Number one, obviously, you can get a job. Now, I want to talk about this. This is very obvious. Of course, you can get a job. I'm the most anti-job person, one of the most anti-job people that you'll ever meet. If you know anything about me, I hate working for the man. I hate working for someone else. I'd rather work twice as many hours for myself than work half the hours for somebody else. But if you do have to get a job, which I've worked many jobs in my lifetime. As soon as I was 16, I went out and got a job, minimum wage, fast food actually. So that's pretty crazy to think back on that. But that's one way to make money. I would recommend when you're job searching, you should obviously look to make the most amount of money. Making $12 an hour is significantly better than making $8. Why is it? Because you're gonna have to spend less time working at that job to make the same amount of money. Or if you work the same amount of hours, you're gonna make significantly more money than that person who's working the same amount of hours as you, working for $8 an hour. But more importantly than the hourly wages, because the difference is kind of close, it's going to be around $10 an hour no matter where you find that first entry-level job. If you have no qualifications, nothing like that, I would say find a job that is more passive. So I found a lot of jobs on campus as a college student, and there's jobs like this that exist off campus too, but on a college campus, there are many jobs where your only responsibility is to sit at a desk. And if somebody needs help, they'll come up to you and you just help them. They might ask, hey, I'm a new student here, where's the library? Or they might call you and ask a question about the university, like, hey, do y'all sell Scantrons at the bookstore or something like that, right? There's not a lot of people calling those places or walking up to those places. So say maybe you deal with 6 people each hour and each interaction takes 30 seconds. Well, that's 3 minutes out of that hour that you're getting paid for that you're actually gonna have to be working. That means that there's going to be 57 minutes that you're not working. You're just waiting for that next call or that next person to walk up for you to help. So that means you can study for classes if you're a college student, which is kind of what I did, or you can work on your personal business, whether that's reselling things online. You can list items and respond to customers that message you on eBay or whatever app you're selling on, or you can edit YouTube videos, work on your personal brand, on your social media presence. Whatever the case may be, you can do something that's productive, that's not work related, while that clock is ticking and while you're racking up those hours on that shift, getting paid. Now, some of my more preferred methods of making money is probably offering someone a service. So my number one response in that video when people ask how to get 200, I say, go out and do something, man. Go door to door and offer to shovel snow. Maybe you live up north where, driveways need to be shoveled every morning, and you can do it for $10 a driveway. And you can do 5 driveways every morning. That's $50 a day right there. You take that $50, then you can start investing it and start deploying it into different forms of investment where that money can start working for you, right? So maybe it's lawn service. One of my favorite ones is actually spray painting addresses on people's curbs. So if you notice, there's sometimes in front of houses, they have their address spray painted like under the mailbox or on the corner of their driveway. You just get a stencil kit and a couple different colors of spray paint, and you can go door to door, and the sales pitch is so easy, guys. You just tell people that it is illegal in your state. So I'm in the state of Texas. I would say, hey, I noticed you didn't have your address spray painted on your curb. It's actually a safety hazard, or it's a safety violation. Everyone's supposed to have it. Would you like me to put it on there for $10? And then you have some pictures of the work that you've done previously, so they can see, okay, this guy knows he knows what he's doing here. And you make $10 all day long doing that, and it'll take less than 5 minutes. So say it takes you 5 minutes. Let's say it takes a while. You have a conversation with each customer or whatever. $10 every 5 minutes. Well, that's going to be $120 an hour to have a stencil kit and just spray paint. That's the easiest money you can make. That's a really good hustle if you have $0 and you're trying to build your funds up. And the best thing about that is you can work when it's convenient for you. So something that I did personally when I was just starting out, and when I kind of realized, okay, I don't want to work a dead-end job where I'm getting random hours each week and they're telling me when to work, and I'm getting bossed around, having to scrub toilets and having to do basically all the lower end stuff. I realized that these apps are a great opportunity, guys. So you have stuff like Uber, you have these food delivery apps like Postmates or Favor or Uber Eats. But if you don't have a car, there are other apps you can sign up for, like pet sitting. You can walk people's dog. You build a profile and the customers reach out to you on those. Then there's also moving companies where you can actually volunteer to help people move their stuff, like if they're moving out of their apartment. And you can get paid a ton with those because the hourly wages are pretty high, about $15 an hour is what I was making. And I usually scored a $20 tip. So if it took me 1 hour, I would make $15 plus I would make a $20 tip. So I would get $35 for 1 hour of work right there. I mean, that was pretty common when I was doing that moving job. And then the cool thing about working for these apps, I also did food delivery too, is you get to pick your own schedule. So I could say what I did for the food delivery was I'd work 5 to 10 p.m. So I'd go to college in the morning, I'd work out in the afternoon, and then I would just drive around and listen to personal finance podcasts and personal finance YouTube videos. I wouldn't watch them because I was driving around delivering stuff, but I would listen to the audio, and I was gaining so much knowledge on things like real estate investing, stock market investing, and just all sorts of entrepreneurial, knowledge while I was actually making money on the clock. And again, with that job, with the tips, I was actually making significantly more than I would if I worked a traditional job. And I was being productive while on the job too, because I was, investing in my personal finance IQ, right? Then thirdly, if you refuse to work for someone else, if you refuse to work for yourself, you can actually donate plasma. And I was doing this for a little bit, but I actually stopped because I didn't know how healthy it was to donate plasma twice a week, which is that's like the most you can donate is 2 times a week. I think you get about $50, and all you have to do is lay in this seat, and they'll stick you with a needle. They'll pull blood out of your body, and then they'll put it in a centrifuge and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry if I'm not, and they'll spin the blood real fast, separate the plasma from the blood, put the blood back into your body, and your body actually produces plasma, so it is safe. But I didn't like having a needle stuck in my vein for like 45 minutes at a time. But if you don't mind that, all you do is play on your phone and you make $50 twice a week, which is really nice. And if you know how to invest that money, it can be pretty sweet. You could avoid working altogether. So the whole point of all of those ideas is to make money, right? So that's the offense. You need to be making money. You need to have money coming in. You need to have income. You need to have monthly income as high as you possibly can, right? But then you need to play defense too. You need to keep those expenses as low as possible. So the number one dumb thing that I see young people do is purchase a car. When they get a car payment, now you might need to have a car. In most places, you need to have a car. If you can get away with not having one, don't have one. But you need to try to get a car where you don't have a car payment. So get just a piece of junk that gets you from point A to point B, but you don't have a car payment. You might have to spend money on it, repairing it once or twice a year, but not having that car payment is so crucial, because the name of the game is after you subtract your expenses from your income, you want to have money left over to invest. So say, for example, you're a college student, you pay $400 for a room in a 4-bedroom house that you share with 3 roommates, and you are living in the college bubble, you have a job on campus, and you don't have a car because you don't want a car payment and you don't want to pay monthly insurance for a car. You can get by riding electric scooters and just walking to school and walking to the grocery store, things like that, right? Now your only expenses is $400 plus the food that you eat, and you can really live frugally to keep that low. Now all you have to really do to make $500 to invest is make $900 a month, which is extremely easy when you talk about all the techniques that I just mentioned. Now you can go above and beyond that and start making $2,000, $3,000 a month if you're really hustling, or you really find something that works out well for you, like that one that I mentioned, spray painting curbs. And then all of a sudden you have over $2,000 a month to invest. Now, once you have extra money to invest, and this is where most Americans struggle. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So even when they get a nicer job where they get paid more, or they get a raise at work and they start getting more money and their income goes up, they actually, they raise their standard of living too. They raise their cost of living. So for example, like if an employee is making $4,000 a month and their cost of living is $4,000 and they get a raise to $5,000 a month, they might actually purchase a nicer car that costs $800 a month, like their dream truck or something. And then all of a sudden, all their money is blown and they don't have enough to invest. And that is how you become rich over the long term. So once your income is significantly higher than your expenses, and you need to figure out a way to do that, whether it's lowering the monthly expenses or raising your income, or a combination of both, you need to invest in the place that has the highest ROI, return on investment. So every $100 you invest in this form of investment, you want to get the highest percentage back possible. And the reality is, guys, the highest ROI is in flipping stuff. Whether you're Goodwill hunting, thrift shop hunting, you're going to garage sales, you're going to clearance stores, you're going to outlets like I personally like to do, you're selling sneakers or purses or whatever, you need to flip things. And there's a million different ways to flip things. We're going to go over a lot on this YouTube channel and other videos, but there's really no hustle where you can put $100 into an investment and receive $200 back within the same day, or worst case within a couple of months. It's just the highest ROI out there, the highest return on investment possible. There's no easier way to turn 1,000 into 2,000 than flipping things. So I would say invest in retail arbitrage. And then what you want to do is you want to keep doing that. You want to, no matter how much money you make, don't increase your standard of living. Try to hold it in that spot. Or if you do increase it in a smart way. For me, I did increase my monthly expenses. I purchased a house. The reason being is because this house is a form of me investing in real estate, because this house I hope to turn into a rental property for myself one day, which is the next level of investing, guys. Once your flip game, once your first form of investment, it could be flipping things, it could be something else. If you know about something else, you can do that. But it needs to be something where you can, at least double your money every couple of months, because that's what I do with retail arbitrage. And if you don't know how to do that, it's fine. You can watch my retail arbitrage videos that I plan on making soon after I upload this video. But once you figure out how to double $100 and turn 100 into $2, and you build it up enough, say you have $50,000, well, you're not going to be able to turn 50,000 into 100,000. There is a ceiling to it where you can't spend $50,000 on inventory in 1 week. Like there's a limit to how much you can invest. Like I can go to Adidas and drop a couple thousand, but I can't go into Adidas and spend $50,000. Like that's just unrealistic, right? Same thing with garage selling. You're not going to find $50,000. You might find $500 worth of stuff, but you're not going to, once you get those numbers so big and you build that inventory up so high, you need to start funneling money into, different forms of investing, more passive forms of investing. And I'm talking about real estate, and I'm talking about the stock market. Now, real estate versus the stock market, that's a separate video. I don't want to dive too deep into that. But the way I really think about it, because with real estate for me personally, I get turned on and turned off, and I think about somebody living in this beautiful house. I only own one house right now and I live in it. Someone else that I don't trust, and in Texas it's kind of easy to purchase a house because the cost of homes is so low. Like what you can get with $200,000 is just insane. Like a $200,000 house here would cost like $800,000 in California. So the type of people that are renting homes in Texas, generally, not all of them, but generally, they're people that have made really, really bad financial mistakes. So it's not the type of person that I would really trust to live in my home, in my asset that costs $200,000 or $300,000, depending on the property. But I'm probably a bigger fan of stock market investing, where you do a lot of research on a company and you pick a stock. But you also can invest in mutual funds. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about mutual funds, and I'll dive deeper into this in a different video, of course. Mutual funds, we could just say it's a little under 10%, but you get about 10% back each year. So say you build the resale up to $100,000, which is kind of where I'm approaching right now. I probably have about $50,000 in inventory. But as you guys know, the name of the game is to double, and getting to 0 to 50 takes about 10 times longer than getting from 50 to 100. So we're growing extremely fast, and we're getting to the point where I'm starting to funnel money into the stock market, which I'm choosing to do that because I kind of already invested in real estate a little bit. But for the stock market, you can expect around 10% returns. So let's say I put $100,000 into the stock market, for example. 10% returns, that means that 100,000 will turn into 110,000. Now here's the thing, the next year, not only is that original 100,000 that I put in the stock market going to get back 10,000, but that 10,000 I made in that first year investing is also going to give me 10%, which is going to be 1,000. So in year 2, I'm going to make $11,000. So that 100,000 just turned into 121,000. You're not just getting interest on your initial investment, but you're getting interest on the interest that investment made you in the years previously. So over the course of decades, that 100,000 is going to turn into several million. So if you can get 100,000 into mutual funds, into the stock market, and you can do that in your 20s, well, by the time you get to retirement age, which traditionally is about 60 to 70 years old, that's going to be maybe $3, maybe $4, maybe $5 million for you, which is just absolutely insane. And that's what's called time value of money. Now, of course, we want to get there a lot quicker, which is why we're speeding the process up from taking the money from income, from money earned, to that highest return on investment which is the flip game. We're flipping our money where we can double it quick. And then once that grows so large, we're gonna let that overflow come into the stock market and come into real estate. Whereas most people just work one job. They don't do all these hustles that I mentioned. They just trade their time for money from 9 to 5, and they're stuck in traffic from 8 to 9 and from 5 to 6. So they really have no free time Monday to Friday throughout their whole entire life. And then they take that money, what's left, which is very small, and put it into mutual funds. And 10% a year, guys, is not going to make you a millionaire anytime quick. Now, it's important to understand that it'll make you a millionaire eventually, which is why when we do our middle step that most people don't do, which is the flip game, or something where there's a high return on investment. It could be investing into a private label business or something like maybe Amazon drop shipping or Amazon private label even. But that's where we're really giving ourselves a massive advantage as entrepreneurs. Now, this is just one way to get from 0 to $1 million, and this might take years. It will take years, in fact. So for me, I kind of started this process a few years ago, and it's a journey where you can get from 0 to $1 million, I would say within 10 years, which is significantly faster than most people's path to $1 million. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys take something away from it. Let me know in the comment sections if you guys have any questions or if there's a specific part of this video that you guys appreciated. Also, I am taking recommendations for my future videos. I have so many ideas, but I am going to take recommendations if you comment those in the comment section. I know on my first several videos, a lot of people commented what they wanted to see. And that's kind of how I got the idea for this video. So I appreciate you guys so much supporting me on TikTok, on Instagram, and here on YouTube, especially. YouTube's my favorite platform of the three, even though I have the smallest following on here. I feel like it's the best place to put out information. So thank you guys for supporting me so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.